Good morning, gamers. Welcome back. Sorry this didn't come out the way it was supposed to on Friday. The video, I was trying to stream it on there because I was out of time. And, well, the streaming came out looking like shit and sounding like shit. Let's just be honest. So I don't know what all y'all were able to hear on it, but I'm going to tell you now, it will be the end of a story. That's right, I am the AMDM Lee. This is the lovely cup of coffee, which I so freshly... Oh, it's a good coffee. This is my cup of coffee, and you're watching the BridgeWater Knights. Alright, so we are back. So, I say you're watching the BridgeWater Knights, because technically, the BridgeWater Knights is the name of our gaming group. Which happens to take place in the city of Bridgewater. And I also named it because Saginaw's got some bridges, and it's like, seems there's lots of bridges in Michigan. They're famous. Bridgewater. Bridges. Yeah, so that's how it ends up. Anyway, so our intrepid adventurers have come back from fighting Strahd, being released from that epic battle, moving forward, coming back to Artilla, Kiltora, back into the city of Bridgewater, reappearing at their base, going in and finding out that they were dead, or supposedly dead. That something had happened, and they had watched. Somebody had watched the. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but the council member of Longstreet had seen them perish when they were being teleported. So they show up at the wake after confronting Hamalita. Then doing some shopping the next day, they were headed towards the banquet that the prince was throwing in their honor for them being alive. They get to the banquet. We've got a split happening right there. Alright, so they make it to the banquet. They run into Buddy, the cab driver friend of theirs. I just started throwing NPCs that they do. Oh yeah, hey, you. So they get to the banquet. It's being held. They're having up a good time. Hamalita's nowhere to be seen. Well, at the beginning of it, the prince calls them forth. Once they arrive, they're announced. The prince calls them forth, thanks them for their courageous fights and protecting the realm from all of this evils and stuff like that, and that they are truly protectors of the realm, and they are truly knights. So he knights all the party. So all of the party are now knights. They are officially knights of Bridgewater. They are officially knights of the realm of Kiltora. We're also 10th level. It makes sense. They're knights. They're leaders among men. They were given a keep outside. The keep did not have a name, so the bard goes, "Oh, well, how about blah blah blah?" I forget what he said, but it was his last name, Barbados or something. I don't know. It was. I look. It took me a long time to stop calling him Terry. His name is Terrid. Terrid Barathas. I don't remember his last name exactly. He'll correct me later. He named it after them, so they are all lords and ladies of this keep. They have some land. They have a small keep, some land around it, some peasants that will need protecting. But that's a whole other story. So as they're drinking, a couple of them are drinking, playing basically quarters, Pong. And I had them start doing some con saving throws, which they started to fail. And once they failed them, they were like, I'm like, all right, you're at a disadvantage. You're at a disadvantage. You're at a disadvantage. And then a couple of them started noticing that they had gotten quieter. Music was still playing, but it wasn't as party. It was a little more out of. He was starting to get more out of tune, and as they start noticing around, they start noticing that people are just passing out, just dropping over. That's when they realized the ale was poisoned, and that's when Hamalita steps out, clapping her hands. Well, I finally get to kill you. Finally, after all this time. And they just start going off. What do you mean? Why are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. And then she goes like, it's all your fault. You shouldn't have left me in Barovia. And they're like, what do you mean? We didn't leave you in Barovia. You were in Barovia? What? Yes, my peasants. Isn't that what Val says? That's what Val said, right? Val Halris had been left in Barovia. Val Halris was now Hamalita. So I had the character that had lost control of become the main villain for my entire season. My entire run there. And it wasn't until the players themselves said, "Oh crap, we just witnessed the backstory of a new villain," that I realized, you know what? I needed an overarching villain, something to kind of tie up all these subplot things. And the Hamalita was going to be that villain, but I didn't know how to tie her into the party to make her hate the party like she does until one of the characters literally lost their life or lost control of their character because their character was chaotic evil to begin with. And let that be a lesson to you players. If you have chaotic evil characters and they get more evil, your DM may use them against you. Keep that in mind. So, needless to say, while they do this, all of a sudden now they hear they're getting ready to attack Hamalita when 4 hellhounds pop up in the room with them. So combat begins, and they start going. Then the hellhounds get their rounds in, and if you look at the hellhound, it has specific ability: fire breath, 15-foot cone. You know how many people you can catch that are asleep at a table at a banquet in a palace in a 15-foot cone? Yeah, quite a lot, actually. And some of them die instantly because they're peasants. So needless to say, during the combat situation, the party did win after some trials and tribulations and barely making it out. I think if I'd have hit Clay one more time, Clay would have been out. And then once Clay went out, I would have had another ability to take Clay elsewhere and deal with Clay would have been gone. But the party did survive barely. But in the process, there were approximately 60 people that died. Bystanders. And that's kind of how I kind of left it. Didn't give them much of an epilogue. I just kind of tonight because we I don't know if we're playing tonight or what we're doing tonight, but everybody's supposed to show up. So we'll probably epilogue it up tonight to find out what they're doing within the next year, or I'll just wait until we start playing. But I've told them that the next time I run it, where they run these characters, it will be a year will have passed. So they're going to decide what they've done within this last year. So we'll see how it goes. It is. I am going to be taking a step out of the DM chair. So the next video will most likely be talking about Sir Gedrick the Bold. Why, yes, I am a lawful neutral, lawful good, lawful for lawful. That's what I always say. Damn them. Yes, I'm going to be a paladin of some renown in my day. Anyway, that's all I've got for now, guys. If you like these videos, please click on the like button. If you think someone else will like them, click on the share button. Every like's an inspiration, every share is an advantage, and every subscription is an experience point. Help me gain 300 experience points so I can get to second level. As always, the AMDM does hereby authorize you, the viewer, to gain 10 experience points for every video that you share. Just tell your DM the AMDM said so. And that's all I have for now. So, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between, go forth and roll some dice.